Yeah.
So how much support do you think it's got in the House?
I think we're going to see a partisan vote.
You think so? But you're
Straight
confident?
down party lines. Yeah, I don't see any problem with the holdup. This is one of those bills I've had people come to me in our party and say, this is something that we don't want to go back to our districts and say we didn't support. And so the vast majority of our Kansans, those with whom I've spoken, they want somebody to do something about the potential sanctuary status in our communities. And so that's why I jumped in with Gary and Stubblefield, and we decided to run this bill.
What do you think about the governor? He said he's generally supportive of this, but has raised the concern about the due process.
Well, and I think that's probably one of those issues that Representative Dalby would like to see fixed, as well as Representative Spencer Hawks. I respect both of these individuals, and so we are going to work on making this better in the interim, and there's mechanisms in place for us to do that.
Between now and the next session, so
Sure.
It's not going to get amended this session.
No, it's too late, because we discussed putting an amendment on the bill, but and you know, John, if we had gone that route, we would have to have sent it back to the Senate, then brought it back for concurring amendment. And I don't think we could have done it in the the time frame. And so I had mentioned to to Senator Stubblefield a couple of times earlier in the session, are you going to run it? Are you going? And finally he said, just be patient, we got it. So we're down to the wire, and there's no time to do those amendments now, but we have committed to the governor, to my colleagues, we will address those issues during the interim time, and it could happen during a special session. So I'm amenable to that.
I guess, do you agree with the governor's statement that without this amendment, it creates too many opportunities for racial profiling?
Well, you know, there's a section in the bill that says law enforcement cannot profile or, you know, specifically ask what's your country of origin or what's your nationality. Now,
but that's the part that deals with federal law enforcement,
right?
Not the local law enforcement.
I think what we're going to have to do is just take another hard look at it, get some people around us that are really smart people, and see what we can do to. I don't want people shivering, just shaking in their boots every time they see a law enforcement officer. But we've got to stand on federal law when it comes to how do we deal with the illegals that are criminal elements. I'm not as worried about the non-criminal as I am the criminal. And so we're going to do the right thing with the bill.
But what about current state law prevents law enforcement from going after criminal illegal aliens?
Well, see, I think they need to. If they commit a crime, they need to be hunted down and taken into custody.
But what about current state law prevents them from doing that?
I don't know. This is Stubblefield's bill, and I'm running it for him. But and you may want to do a follow-up just to get all the gaps filled in your story. But I think it's a good bill, or I wouldn't have jumped on it. The timing is right. We've seen so much happen in this nation in the last year or two at our southern border and even in our northern borders. We're in trouble, and we've got to jump in and do something.
You say you talked to the governor about this. Has he told you all what do you do if this arrives as desk without this amendment? I have personally not spoken with the governor, but Senator Stubblefield has been on the phone with him, and I think probably been in his office. Even though I discussed this bill with Senator Stubblefield over the last year and a half or two, since the last session, he has really carried the water on this and done the heavy lifting. So he's been the one that has been in touch with the governor. And I'm really proud of our governor for not asking us to pull it down, not to, or for him not trying to kill the bill. I think he's doing the right thing. I'm proud of him, and looking forward to the bill signing.
Representative Love seemed to raise some questions if this might have a cost in local communities. Do you think it will?
Well, we met with BLR. We met with our House attorney, Mr. John Vines, we talked about this earlier today, and in actuality, there's no cost because we're not assessing a fee, we're not taking money at this point. We're actually saving the state money because when we incarcerate for lengthy periods of time and we don't, send these illegals back to their home country of residence or place them somewhere outside of our borders, then we house them. And I think we're looking at probably $20,000 to $25,000 a year. So we're not taking money, we're not making money, it's not costing us anything to do the right thing.
Anything else?
That's all I got.
All right.
Okay, I
Thank
appreciate
you,
it.
man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
See you tomorrow morning.